Texas Democrats have returned to the state after a 2-week-long standoff over that controversial GOP-favored redistricting plan. The Democrats' return clears the way for Republicans to move forward as early as this week with their proposal to redraw congressional voting lines. It would create 5 additional GOP-leaning districts, all in an effort to maintain control of the House of Representatives in the 2026 midterm elections. Now, part of the reason the Texas Democrats came back was because California moved forward with its own new congressional maps to counter the Republicans. CBS News correspondent Nidia Cavazos joins us now from Los Angeles. Nidia, thanks for being with us. While Democrats are back in Texas, the congressional map that they protested against is all but certain to pass. Still, it wasn't all for naught. So what did they gain from their walkout?
Nancy, even though Texas Democrats have to return, and some already returned to their home state, they're calling their breaking quorum a success because initially they said their goal was to, one, get national attention on this issue, make sure that the country's eyes were on Texas and what Republicans in the state were doing. And second, they also said that their initial goal was to get other blue states to retaliate so that they could potentially neutralize the gains that Texas could make come 2026. And they were able to achieve this with California when they effectively rolled out their redistricting efforts and their redistricting campaign.
Yeah, but still, it is not a done deal in California just yet. California's proposal for a new redistricting map in that state still has to be approved by voters, and that'll be in a special election in November. So what have lawmakers said about that, and where does it stand right now?
California lawmakers returned to Sacramento today. They're back in session, and they're going to be taking up this issue of redistricting. And so Republican lawmakers for sure had a lot to say today. Some of them are even calling for a federal investigation to determine exactly how congressional Democrats and California Democrats came up with these new boundaries that are, again, intended to neutralize the gains that Texas could make in 2026. Now, this week is set to have a series of public hearings. We're going to be hearing from Californians, and the cost of having a special election is also going to be discussed. Now, lawmakers are set to vote on this proposed map on Thursday, and if it passes, then a special election would be held on November 4th. But again, lawmakers and congressional Democrats are stressing that this is only going to happen if Texas approves its maps and they end up going forward with these efforts.
Well, other states around the country, they've also been following the steps here from Texas and California. Which states stand out there, and which party can benefit the most?
For now, we can say for certain it's Texas and California that have actually proposed maps, each one determining who would be affected by this and who could make gains here. Now, it's hard to say at this moment which party is going to end up benefiting, but we do know that for Democrats, it does represent additional challenges because some blue states have independent commissions. It's not so easy for them to just go in and make these new lines for their congressional districts. But we know that there are at least 7 states, either blue or red, that have expressed interest or intentions to redraw their congressional districts. And this, of course, includes Florida and Ohio that is also set to redistrict their congressional districts. So we know that we can expect a series of legal battles surging from California's efforts in Texas. So it's a long way ahead, and it's certainly complicated for both Democrats and Republicans across the country.
I'm sure, and I'm sure you will be staying on top of all of it. Nidia Cavazos, thank you so much for being with us.